Yo guys, welcome to this video of me making a beatboxing schedule. Okay, I think it's going to be a long video, I'm not sure yet. What I'm going to do is very simple. In beatboxing, I think it's important to set goals for yourself that you want to get by the end of the year. So the first goal I ever had was it was a really easy goal to get to, because eventually everybody will be able to reach that goal. And it was a goal that when people would ask me, what do you do? What's your hobbies? What do you think is fun to do in life? I would be able to tell them I was a beatboxer and prove it. So basically, when a normal human being asks me, what do you do? And I tell them beatboxing and they want me to show them something, I'm just able to instantly go and they'd be impressed, you know. That was my very first beatbox goal. And this year I have a very ambitious goal, guys. I want to make it into the top 8 of the Dutch beatbox battle. Last year I did a elimination. And guys, it was my first live performance. I had been beatboxing for like 1 year and 3 months, 4 months. And honestly, I was scared to death. I choked a lot of it. There's a video of it online. It's just it's just Dutch beatbox battle YouTube. And then Hostilia, that's my artist name, or will be. So, I'm gonna show you guys how to make a schedule. Usually I use a notebook. I don't know what it's called. So I have this giant, just all written down by pen, what my schedules will be for that week. And I can tell you guys, it's getting fat. Like, I almost need a new notebook. I've been doing this since day one. And it's very helpful. It keeps you structured. You always have something to work on, even when you don't know what to work on. Is important. So this time I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to divide my main goal, which is to get into that beatbox top 8, Dutch beatbox battle top 8. I'm going to divide it into a lot of different sub goals, which are something I will be able to write down and work through to eventually get to the top 8 point. So beatbox schedule 2022 goal, very simple. Goal, reach top 8 of DBB. Alright, so I think what I need this year to be able to do that is some technical improvements. And now it's very important, because technical improvement is a very broad topic and can be divided into so many different things. I'm at this point satisfied with how my basics are. That means that I get to work on structures, I get to work on different time signatures, etc., which are a little bit more complicated and a little bit hard to understand. But one thing I know I will have to learn is to be able to go from a certain genre to a different genre. And for now, for my level of beatboxing, for what I need to get to the top 8, I think it's just by half timing or double timing. I'll quickly grab a metronome to show you what I mean. But for example, double timing of hip hop turns into drum and bass, because a nice like tempo for hip hop is 90 BPM. And a nice BPM for drum and bass is 180, which is the doubling of hip hop. So, 2, 3, 4. Is hip hop. But if I go double time to 180 and I do the same thing, so I hit the snare on the second tick, it's gonna be a sound like. So I want to be able to transition between those two. Because if I half time drum and bass, and instead of doing the ticks on the second one and the fourth one, I can hit it on the third. So it goes from. Okay, let's see. I have 3, 4. There's a delay on the camera. So. Okay, let's just do it like this, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, enough about this topic, you know. What I want to be able to do is have 2 sets of 1.5 minutes, so 2 routines, where I really focus on transitioning into a different genre by double timing or half timing the BPM, and therefore getting into this different genre. I wanna be able to transition into that. So that's already a manageable goal. So I'm gonna write down tag change. Let's see, because I don't have a nice program like Excel or something on this PC. Tag change in between genres, and then, for example, DnB and hip hop. Alright, so I want to do 2 of that, so I'm gonna write it down as times 2. This will also allow me, because I have to like explain it a little bit more. In the Netherlands currently, the beatbox scene is growing immensely. This year we had like 32 eliminations, which is huge for the Dutch community. Therefore, the organizer of the event said he might allow a 16-person battle, so a top 16. Which means if I want to reach top 8, which is still my goal, even if there's 16 people, if there's going to be 16 people, that means I'll have to battle. And it means I have to have at least 2 rounds and maybe an overtime round. That means I have to prepare 3 rounds to 1.5 minutes and 1, probably like 1 minute or something. So, tag, changing between genres, for example, DnB and hip hop. This is already important, because now if I do this for everything, then you'll see I'll get a lot of like different kind of things that I can start writing down and really practice. Tag, changing between genres, for example, DnB and hip hop. The second thing I would like to do, let's see guys, I think I need more technicality in a sense of making breaks and transitions. So a transition could be, let's say you have 2 bars of hip hop at 90 BPM, which is just that's 8 clicks. I could use the 2 last beats, so the 2 last for a transition. So for example, so I want more of that, more unique, my kind of tech transitions. So I'm going to write down personal transitions, plus usage of special sounds. And what this using special sounds is gonna make it really unique. So what I mean with that, how do you write this word, guys? Like usage, I don't care. Like this, I know what it means. That's important. So what it means, for example, is I could transition within and use a combo of my own. So I could use a triplet I use myself, which is, and if I do that on 2 of the beeps, it's my personal transition. I know it doesn't fit, that's why I need to practice it. So, personal transitions plus usage of special sounds. I really want this to be my little twist, and to have people think to themselves, holy crap, I have never heard this in my life before. And it's really easy. Like if I just go, it's mine. Like I don't hear people do that. Click, lip roll into spitzer. For example, that's my triplet I can use to switch around. Personal transitions, I'm also gonna put breaks under there. Breaks is like that little pause in your beat where you could go or it's just a break, you know, and you can do something for yourself. So I want my personal break. I remember watching Codfish, he's just like this kind of zipper sound. I don't know what he does, I don't know, but that's what you could keep in your mind. So this for my tech, like structure wise and ability wise, is something I wanted to get out of the way. I want to really learn, because I think if I can do this, I can make 2 battle rounds that have technical difficulties in there that will be appreciated by the judges. Like my main goal is getting into that top 8. That means I don't have to focus on anything else that doesn't matter. You guys understand? So every time I work, I'm working on like my homework, my beatboxing homework. I'm gonna work towards this goal, and the rest of the time I'm gonna get better by just freestyling and having fun with it. That's important for you guys to understand as well. So I think if I have this, and I can do this within an elimination, I can do this within the battles, and I don't have like a Benja, an indicator, a clown, or a B-art as an opponent, I might be able to get into the top 8. Like I have to be realistic as well. I'm just gonna work up until a point I think is reachable, and do that within my skill set and the things I think I'll be able to get. So this is my main thing tech-wise. This is going to expand, and I'm going to, of course, layer this a lot with different things. I'm going to play around with this. This is going to be a bigger schedule that I'll be able to write down and be able to make schedules for like 2-3 weeks, a month, whatever I need to get it down. I think this is nice because this gives me control over my beats and the ability to play around in different ways with my beats. This is important for you guys to understand. The ability to do that is important. A real master at this is D-Lo. I've also started taking lessons with him. He will return a lot in my next breakdown of my 1.5 year of beatboxing. This is tech-wise what I want to learn. The next thing that is important for me to get there, I think, is the control of certain sounds. I have a lot of melodies, and what's hard about melodies is you have to create unique routines with it. So I'm thinking right now. This is my thought process. So I'm just gonna straighten them melody wise. Melody. Also, notice how I'm not overcomplicating things. I want it to be very reachable, understandable goals for myself as well. I don't want it to be chaotic with it. I want a very clear image of what I'm going to do, and everything else will feel eventually. Don't think you're not doing enough. You're doing enough. You're doing enough. You're gonna get better nevertheless, guys. So melody wise, I have a lot of melodies. The problem with melodies, I struggle being unique with not the development of the structure of the melodies and like the bass drops and everything. I'm good with that. The problem is the technicality in between, which is also a point of the first thing with which is in tech, where I want personal transitions and breaks. Like a lot of these you're gonna find when you're playing around with your melodies. So I need to think for a second. Melody wise, what do I want to improve? I want to be more accurate hitting notes with special sounds. So for example, oh, that's really high for this. So what I want to do is when I make a melody, I need to be able to get my sounds in there. So I don't really feel like training every pitch of a sound. I think that comes naturally by putting them in melodies. So I think I have to start very early on, thinking of routines and adding bass lines to them. I think that's important because it gives me more time to develop the sound in general. So I think what I'm gonna do this month is I'm gonna, or either the end of this month or beginning of February, I'm gonna start selecting melodies and define the bass line, which then gives me room the room to practice it. So for example, I'm just gonna take my phone, I'm gonna show you guys a melody, and I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. I hope I don't select a bad one because I've been making a lot of them. You know what? I had this beat ID. 1, 2, 3. I've been killing it since 1, 2, 3. And my ABCs. 1, 2, 3. I've been killing it since 1, 2, 3. And my ABCs. 1, 2, 3. I've been killing it since 1, 2, 3. And my ABCs. 1, 2, 3. I've been killing it since 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna listen back to it. For example, I'm gonna record it like that, and I'm gonna define where I can add like more bass line or melody, or what sound I want to use. I could do this as well. I don't think that's gonna be accurate with pitches, but I hope so for the sake of the video. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna define what is the best, what sounds the nicest, and then I have time to develop the melody and really make it as clean as possible. And I think I'm gonna do the 3 routines I told you at the beginning. So I'm gonna do. I need the elimination as well. So not just the battle. I'm gonna start doing the elimination. Then I'm gonna work on the 2 routines, and then I'm gonna do the overtime, just in case I have to do an overtime. And this melody thing is the start, and I'm gonna use everything I'm learning within the tech department to fill these gaps. This might not even take me the 6 months I'm gonna get to even finish these routines. But it's important to make schedules like this and set reachable goals. For example, my next goal after getting a top 8 would be to try and get a shout out for example, Beatbox International or Swiss Beatbox, but that will never happen. That's gonna take a long time. So start selecting melodies and define the bass line. So what can I do more with melodies? So I've been working in with bass, guys. I could do it right now, but I don't think I will hit it. I want to get better with that sound, and I have this idea of going. I want to make inward drag patterns with my bass, so I want control over that as well. So perhaps I should start working on pitches with inward bass. Then, I like this. Then create, because I'm like one of the only guys who has the ability in the future to do such heavy basses after each other. So inward bass, then create simple patterns with inward drags, pitchable inward drags. And translate them to basses. I'm gonna start a new recording, guys, because the camera is doing weird. Yes, and we continue. Okay, let's see if everything's going well. Yes, this is also recording. So I really like this idea, guys. I think it's also very simple. It's gonna take time though. It's gonna take time because I have to the reset from to it's really hard, and I also don't have inward bass really clean yet. So melody wise, I want to learn this, and I think with my special bass and with my inward that is kind of resembling inertias in some way, which I'm very, very happy with, is something that will definitely get me into that top 8, at least the top 6. Yeah, at least I'll get the elimination with that. So I think it's very smart for me to already start selecting melodies, define bass line, a melody inward bass, then create inward track patterns, pitchable, translate them to basses. Now I could also use click rolls. I could use I don't know. Things like that, you know. I can do whatever. Like the way I would create those inward drag patterns, by the way, is play with flows and just speak them and try to translate them into sound. That's a very good way to do that. Let's see, is this enough for me to reach the top 8? Obviously it's not, guys. If I just were to do this, I would be able to. I think with everything I do around it. But I think I wanna expand a little bit for you guys. Tag and melody is very limited, and I think everybody can come up with something like this. So there is some. I'm gonna work expanding my unique sound set, okay guys? So sounds. Expand on unique sound set. For example, I have this. It's like this meow squeak very high on top of my lip. I came up with this myself. Probably people are already doing this, but I could expand and combine this little sound with different sounds. For example, you have this Beard, he does like this scratch, and I've been trying to go as a triple. It's really hard though, and that's a Kim squeak by there. Let's see. So expand on unique sound set, make unique triplets. I'm telling you, I already have some, and I'm working on some, but I want to write this down because I already know in my head that this is going to be like 3 or 4 triplets nobody will be able to copy instantly. So this triplet, I came up with it myself. I can tell you guys, from all the things I've ever done in a lesson with Dilo, this is the one thing he can't copy easily, because I came up with it. It's a weird combination. He can't copy it instantly. So those unique things are very important. Okay, expand on unique sound set, make unique triplets. And this also comes back to this again. Those personal transitions, breaks, plus uses of special sound. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out the uses of special sound, and I'm giving it its own, its own storyline. Expand on unique sounds and make unique triplets. So are there more sounds now that I want to learn? There's this one bass I have outward, and it's kind of like BVs. It's really unclean though. I wanna be able to use that because it's very electronic and very fat, like it's something that will catch people off guard. So I'm gonna write down. This will also okay, let's just write it down first. So outward It's very hard to type, but I don't have a thing for my mic yet. So, outward, I like BV like bass. Outward BV like bass. I wanted to write it down as something I would create pitches with and eventually be able to use into melodies, but I already wrote that down. So selecting melodies and define bassline. Like, I'm not going to be able in like 4 months with a super new bass to do crazy things. Maybe with a bass like throat bass or chest bass, because they are relatively easy, but still throat bass, it needs so much development. So I will never be able to take a bass, like definitely not if it happens to be BV bass, and be able to do crazy things with it after like 6 months. Like the best thing I would be able to do is one pitch, or maybe like a quick transition, like for example with throat bass. That's like the best thing I'm gonna get out of like 6 months. So what I could do is and then add this unique bass, you know. I'm honestly, guys, I'm very satisfied with this schedule. Like, it seems very simple, but this schedule will help you guys if you make one for yourself with a reachable goal. Don't put down GBB in 2 months, because you're not gonna get there unless you have these in-between goals. Like, I have this very clear vision of myself going from top 8 to maybe getting a shout out, to maybe winning like an online battle, to get like top 4 or top 2 in the Netherlands, and then like in 2024 or 2025 I might be the number 1 in the Netherlands, because I make these very achievable goals that will never tire me out, because I know I don't put a lot of stress on myself. I try to make them achievable and have fun with it. Like, if I don't make it, it's fine. I still put in the work. I will have to make more achievable goals, work even harder. You know, it's only gonna get you motivated. Like, you're gonna get better nevertheless. So it's important to make these and break down your end goal into all these sub-genres of beatboxing. Like I told you in the last video about until 1 year of beatboxing, I struggled a lot with finding unique things to do, and I went back to the Allen basic training. That's because I didn't have a new goal yet. I didn't have a new goal. My first goal was to be able to beatbox for people and like show them that I can beatbox, prove it, and I reached that. And then I was like, what the hell am I going to do then? And then I made a complete fool out of myself at DBB. I did fine, guys. I did fine, but I want to do better, obviously. So that is what made me think again, like I need a goal to look up to. And then after that DBB, after the Dutch Beatbox Battle, I thought to myself, next year I'm gonna get into the top 8. And I've been telling everyone from the Netherlands, because I want to push them as well to get better. I've been telling them, I'm gonna take your place in the top 8. I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna go for it. This is how I'm gonna do it. And they might read this and think to themselves, he's never gonna make it, but I will make it. This is enough. If I control this, if I can do this, over time it will get better. I'll be able to use my unique sound set that I've been focusing on from today, because I made the planning today. It's, oh my god, guys, like I'm just gonna get there. And if not, it's okay. Like, I'm not a sore loser, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna take the top 8 place. So, planning. Like, I want to write with 2 hands, but then you can't see my face. Planning. Schedule. Planning is a Dutch word. Schedule. For beatboxing this year. So, why I made this video. I think if you're 15, if you're 16, maybe if you're 20, like, this is how you reach goals. This is with work, you do this with school, you do this with everything. I do this with beatboxing, because I know I need to be able to visualize it. I've written it down right now. I'll probably never look at it again. Only when I make these schedules, which are usually just patterns or certain sounds I want to learn, certain things I want to speed up, make clean. This time it's going to be going in between genres. Drum bass and hip hop could be one of those. I'm not a fan of drum and bass. I can't help it. So it might be two different things. It's gonna be those personal transition and breaks. Every time you hear one of those breaks, you're gonna know it's me. That's important. So I hope this helps you guys. I know it seems very simple, but if I make it too much work for myself, I'm not gonna do it because it seems unreachable. I took a goal which is reachable. I took steps which are doable within that time frame, and I think for now this is enough to get me there. If this is not enough, I'm only gonna learn things. Like I'm gonna learn that I need extra things, you know. So I hope this video helps you guys out, and let me know if you struggle with making this, because some people tend to take an unreachable goal and they will take that goal and they will make like sub goals, you know, which are also not practically dividable. So if you struggle with this, please let me know. I'll help you out, because it's easy for me to make these goals and you will learn eventually too if you do this a lot. So guys, thank you very much. I'll check you in the next video. I just thought I'd do this because a lot of professional beatboxers do this as well. It's important. And see you later, guys. Mwah.